Tonight's ballgame on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com has been driven by Greg Hubler Ford and built by Universal Roofing and brought to you by Peterman Brothers Heating and Air Conditioning, by Werner Financial, Genesis Sports Performance, and by The Mower Shop. This has been a presentation of IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
It's been a close race for your comfort, your choice this year, but the results are finally in. And Free Furnace is your winner.
This is a great day for all our customers. The furnace is free.
It may not have gone my way this year, but I vow to you, free AC will return.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule your free furnace installation.
Now it's important to remember, everyone, this deal is only good through November. When you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with Peterman, you get the furnace free.
Inside of Delta High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but we're now live. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro bringing you the play-by-play call. Lily Herrera is our sideline reporter. Michael Blizek runs the camera for us this evening. Delta 4-1 to start the year. Their one loss coming to 2A number 7, Alexandria Monroe. Wapahani just 1-0 on the young season, ready to get things going. Joey, it's going to be an exciting matchup tonight. The lights are down inside of Delta High School. And I tell you what, basketball in the state of Indiana is just about as good as it gets. And with the Wapahani starters already being on the floor, why don't you go ahead and run us through what we've got.
We've got number 2, the junior guard, Emily Luce. We've got number 10, the senior guard, Judy Durango. We've got number 13, the junior guard, Megan Luce. We've got number 24, Bailey Carpenter, the senior forward. And we've got number 33, Kimber Ashbeer, the senior center.
And for the Delta Eagles, it's going to be number 1, Addison Barnes, the junior. Number 4, Olivia Marshall, the junior. Number 23, that's Griffin Knight, the junior. Number 31, that is Jillian Barr, also a junior. And rounding out that starting 5 is going to be, it would appear, number 14, Elizabeth Bomadele, also a junior. So full junior starting 5 for these. The two teams take to the circle. Jumping for the Eagles will be number 31, Jillian Barr. And a loose ball is going to end in Raider possession to start this thing off in the first quarter. 3 from the right side wing is no good, off the fingertips of Emily Luce. Ball out of play. Officials say last touch by the Eagles. 0-0 the score. 7:51 left in the first quarter.
Good opportunity here for Wapahani, see if they can capitalize on this out-of-bounds play.
And we've got a foul called on the inbounds play. We'll see who officials put it on. It is going to go against number 31, Jillian Barr. Her first in the quarter for Delta. Shooting free throws, number 33, Kimber Abshir. Her first free throw is good. She scored 19 points with 14 rebounds in the season opener against Union on the 16th. 2-for-2 trip for Abshir to get things started. 2-0 is the lead for Wapahani over Delta. On the right side wing to start is number 23, Griffin Knight. To the top of the key, and a deep two is drilled by number 31, Jillian Barr. That ties us up at 2 apiece inside of Delta with 7:35 left in the first quarter. Some backcourt pressure, and now here come the Lady Raiders from inside the left corner. Long two is no good from Judy Dargo. Bringing it up the other way, Addison Barnes. She goes to the right corner. Jab step and driving is Knight, and Griffin Knight will score 2 on the shot. 4-2 the lead for the Lady Eagles. 7:13 remaining in the first quarter.
Colin, the Eagles look sharp so far. Crisp passes, nice shots.
And a travel called against Wapahani. Judy Dargo lost handles and picked the ball back up and took a couple of extra steps. That gives the possession arrow back in favor of Delta. Bringing the ball up the floor is going to be Addison Barnes. She goes to the left side to Bomadele. Bomadele driving to the post. Stop and pop from outside the lane is no good as an air ball. Bailey Carpenter pulls it down. Working it up the floor is Megan Luce. She'll start on the left side wing. She hands the ball off to Emily Luce. Emily Luce driving inside. Tried to dump the ball off to Bailey Carpenter. Ball will go out of play. And the possession arrow will stay in favor of Wapahani. The Raiders down 4-2 to the Lady Eagles in the early goings of this one. 6:45 left in the first quarter. And off the inbound, a travel called by Kimber Abshir. That is her first turnover of the evening, and it gives possession right back to Delta, looking to increase their early lead.
Colin, we talked about good starts. Wapahani just needs a little bit more pep in their step.
3 ball from the right side wing is good for Griffin Knight. And that makes it a 7-2 lead now for the Eagles. Pushing the rock up the floor near side wing is Luce, and Luce's teardrop will score from the left side paint. 7-4. And now quickly in transition, a no good bucket. That was Griffin Knight trying to add to her total already. Emily Luce will start out with possession for Wapahani on the left side wing. Has a lane, drives inside, is fouled on the shot, and is going to head to that charity stripe to shoot 2. It goes against number 4, Olivia Marshall. That is her first and the second on Delta in the quarter.
The Eagles doing their best to speed up play. Meanwhile, the Raiders doing their best to slow it back down. We see a good train that we have here. The Eagles playing good offense, solid defense, minus these 2 fouls.
First free throw is on the way, and it is in and out, no good for Emily Luce. Don't forget that tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing. You can call Universal at 317-257-0779 or visit universalrfg.com. And that second free throw will fall for Emily Luce to give us a 7-5 score in favor of Delta. No good shot on the other end. It'll be brought back up the floor by the Raiders. Right elbow, stop and pop. Will touch all sides of the rim but not fall for Megan Luce. And we've got a foul called on the floor against Wapahani. That will go against number 24, Bailey Carpenter. Her first and the first against the Raiders in the quarter. It'll be Eagle possession, 7-5 Delta leads with 5:46 remaining in the opening quarter.
Colin, that goes in the category of a dumb foul. That was just unnecessary.
From the right corner, trying a 3 is Olivia Marshall. Her shot no good. Offensive board for Jillian Barr. Barr tries to hand the ball off to Bomadele. Loose ball down in that right post. Finally corralled by Megan Luce. Luce starts out on the left side wing. Goes to the top of the key to Abshir. Abshir working to the left side paint. Loose ball is going to be dove for and poked away out of bounds. Great hustle by the junior Griffin Knight. And that ball will stay with Wapahani on their offensive side of the floor. 5:15 left in the opening quarter. 7-5 is the lead for Delta. Loose ball in the inbound is corralled initially by Addison Barnes, but she touches that sideline, so the ball again will stay with the Lady Raiders.
That's great hustle there from the junior guard, Addison Barnes. Just a little bit better body control to keep the forearm in play.
On the right side wing to start the possession is Megan Luce. She'll come back to the top of the key. Luce picks up the dribble and hands it off to Abshir. Abshir handing off on rotation and immediately setting the screen for Megan Luce. Luce to the near side wing. Picks up the dribble. Good defense by the Eagles. It's stolen by Knight. Knight by herself. Left block will finish at the rim and make it a 9-5 lead for Delta. 4:42 remaining in the first quarter.
That's a great read there by Griffin
Steal
Knight.
on the backcourt pressure and scoring two is Addison Barnes. Make it 11-5. Timeout Wapahani. 4:36 left in the opening quarter. The energy starting to build inside of Delta High School. Of course, this game also driven to you by JC Golf Carts. Small town charm meets exceptional service at Johnson County Golf Carts. Whether you're a seasoned golfer, weekend adventurer, or simply looking for a convenient way to navigate around town, they have street legal golf carts that are just right for you. Johnson County Golf Carts is a locally owned family business providing top-notch customer service to everyone who walks through their door. Experience the difference with Johnson County Golf Carts, where quality and service meet hometown hospitality. Johnson County Golf Carts in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com. With the recent weather, unfortunately, I think golf cart season might be working its way out, but if you want to prepare and get it all decked out and ready to go for next year, JC Golf Carts definitely the place to go.
Do they make snow chains for tires on golf carts?
I think somebody would have to, right? Somebody's got to have some sort of ingenuity to get that going. We'll get you back down to the action from the left corner. It's a three on the way and a good three-pointer for Judy Drago. That makes it 11-8. Lead cut to 3 for Delta. The left side wing in possession. It's Barr. All the way across court, Knight pulls a three of her own, can't match. Great offensive board by Bomadele, and now bringing it up the other way is Emily Luce. Left wing, three ball on the way once again for Dargo. It's no good. Offensive board for the Lady Raiders. In the right corner, it's Emily Luce. She goes to the left side block. That ball batted away out of play. Is last touched by the Lady Eagles, so it'll be Wapahani basketball underneath their own bench.
This Eagle defense looking good so far. I'd like to see a little bit better box-out action.
Top of the key, driving in with the left is Emily Luce. She'll pick the ball up and hand it off to Megan Luce back at the top of the arc. To the right side wing, Emily Luce trying to work against Bomadele. Now takes it to the left side block. Picks up the dribble to the free throw line. It's Abshir. Pump fake. Drives right. Scores 2. 11-10. 1 point deficit for the Lady Raiders. Knight in transition from the right block. Denied on the chase down by Kimber Abshir. My goodness, what a statement block in transition.
That is tremendous hustle from Abshir. Just sheer determination to get back down to the court and swat that ball away.
Inbounding is Addison Barnes. She'll get it in just shy of half court to Knight. Knight driving it with the left, loses the handle, able to dish it off to the left post to Jillian Barr, and Jillian Barr will score 2. 13-10, back to a 3-point lead for Delta with 3:05 left in the first quarter, and Knight getting active defensively again knocks it out of play.
Colin, I don't think this Raider team was ready for this immediate press by the Lady Eagles.
Off the inbound in the backcourt, it's going to be Emily Luce running point for Wapahani. Still more full court pressure. It's across now to Abshir. She tries to go to the left corner. It is corralled by Dargo. Dargo gets it out to the left wing to Emily Luce, and we're going to have a foul called on the floor. Pretty clear, but I think you can give a break to Elizabeth Bomadele. She was just trying to play some hard-nosed defense. First foul for her, third against Delta in the opening quarter. Still a 13-10 score. Lady Eagles in the lead with 2:50 left in the opening quarter. Top of the key as we get the action going now at the logo is Megan Luce. Shading over to the right side wing. Luce tries the runner. It's no good. Pulling down the board is Olivia Marshall. Outlet pass to the left side wing. Knight driving baseline. Denied on the shot again. And that's the second block of the first quarter for Kimber Abshir. Score stays 13-10. Delta lead. 2.5 minutes left before we take this to the second quarter.
Abshir, a menace in the paint, that's for sure. 14 rebounds on the year so far. She's certainly a name to look out for.
Off the inbound, controlling the rock is Addison Barnes at the logo. Goes right side wing to Knight. Now down to the right corner to Marshall. Marshall, skip pass. Bomadele, left post, creates space, goes off the window, and will score 2. 15-5. Delta in front by 2 possessions. 2:13 left in the first quarter. Emily Luce comes across the timeline. To the left post, dishes to the right post. Scoring 2 off the glass, Bailey Carpenter. 15-12, and these two squads going blow for blow. And right now it's Delta keeping the Raiders at bay. Nice turnaround jumper, fouled on the shot. That was Jillian Barr, the attempted shooter. Foul goes against Kimber Abshir. That is just her first foul and the second against Wapahani in the opening quarter.
Colin, I have to say, I love the ball movement from both sides so far.
First shot at the line is good from Jillian Barr to make it 16-12. Delta leads. One more shot on the way. And it is just wide left. It'll be a 1-for-2 trip. Delta maintains a 16-12 lead with 1:45 left in the first quarter. Top of the key, it's Megan Luce. Thinks about the three, pulls back and goes to the left side wing to Emily Luce. Luce working against Bomadele. Goes back to the top of the key to Megan Luce. Megan Luce directing traffic. Guarded by Barnes. Luce, nowhere to go. Finds the paint. Right side, tries to dump it off to the left side block on the back door to Bailey Carpenter. Carpenter can't handle, it's out of play, and the possession arrow will favor the Lady Eagles. 1:20 in this opening quarter remains. 16-12 is the lead for Delta.
Good opportunity for Delta to get a bucket and really kind of open this one up before this first quarter ends.
And falling to the ground and still managing to get the shot off. Ooh. It was not called a foul. I thought it might have been. A travel called instead against the handling Jillian Barr. And a substitution being made for Wapahani. The first sub of the game, Haley Bivens, will check in. In control of the rock is number 2, Emily Luce. She'll go to the left side wing to Megan Luce. Luce being guarded closely by Addison Barnes. Luce trying to find some space on the left baseline. Picks it up and throws it into the backcourt. That'll be a backcourt violation for Wapahani with 46.5 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. The Lady Eagles still hold a commanding 16-12 lead.
Colin, the Eagles are tiring this Lady Raiders team. They look exhausted. The press really beating them down.
It'll be a one-shot possession likely for Delta. Addison Barnes has it at the logo, and we'll go left side wing now to Barr. Barr to the left corner. Knight, 3 is no good, just short. Loose ball corralled offensively by Marshall. To the top of the key. Barnes, 3 ball, no good. Back iron, offensive board again for Barr. Left corner, back out to the left wing to Barnes. Still 20 seconds on the game clock, and a travel is finally called against Delta. Olivia Marshall let the happy feet get the best of her. 19.7 seconds in the first quarter remain. 16-12 is the lead for the Delta Lady Eagles.
I mean, that play clear and cut, have to better box out from this Wapahani Raider team.
Backcourt pressure getting the best of the Lady Raiders, but they get it across half court. 10 seconds on the game clock. Driving in from the left side, Emily Luce picks up the basketball. Luce, turnaround from the left baseline, it's no good. And the clock will expire before a last-second heave as we head to the second. It's a 16-12 lead for Delta over Wapahani. We'll take a 30-second break and come back for more. Make that a 1-minute break on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
Back live on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com at the start of the second quarter. It is the Delta Lady Eagles leading the Wapahani Lady Raiders 16-12. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro sitting in the balcony bringing you the call. Lily Herrera is our sideline reporter. We'll send it down to her now.
Thanks, Colin. During that first quarter in the Delta huddle, it's a close game, and with a close game like this one, Coach Benning made it very clear that this is where they continue to keep the pressure on and to not let off the pedal, especially against Wapahani. Back to you.
We'll get you right back down to the action. 3 on the way for Knight. Falls no good. Score will stay at 16-12 in favor of Delta with 7:35 remaining in the first half. Joey, Coach Benning is right. This game is still very, very close. And if they let Wapahani kind of stay in this one, the Raiders, who we know can shoot, we know they have a couple high offensive threats, could really make a run and put this game out of reach for Delta. And it could happen right here with a foul called against the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, Colin, it certainly could. Like we've talked about, very close game, very good defense. Certainly going blow for blow. I expect to see it really open up in this quarter. Which team gets tired first? Which team breaks away first? Which team does the basics more routinely?
Olivia Marshall called for the foul, her second. Shooting the free throws will be number 24, Bailey Carpenter. First on the way. No good, just a little short off of that front side of the rim. Don't forget, tonight's game is also brought to you by Peterman Heating and Cooling. Call Peterman for same-day plumbing service, 317-608-1883. Second shot on the way. It's an 0 for 2 trip for Bailey Carpenter. Not how you overcome the deficit. It'll be Delta basketball. Barnes top of the key over to the right side wing. Now to Marshall. Back up top to Barnes. Barnes driving in. Right paint. Goes right corner. Knight. 3 on the way. Too strong. Rebound for Megan Luce. 7 minutes to go in the second. Score remains the same.
Knight loves that 3 ball.
Right wing 3 will go off the fingertips of Emily Luce. And you can make that a 16-15 score. Delta still in front by 1. Top of the key, it's Barnes. Skip pass to that right corner. Now back out to the right wing. It's Barr. Loose ball poked out of bounds, and it will stay with Delta. 6 minutes 39 seconds remaining in the first half. 16-15 is the lead, and the Eagles are going to make their first sub of the evening. Number 11, Amani Jefferson, will come into the contest. And she will send Elizabeth Bomadele to the line. So it's the 4 of the original starting 5 plus Amani Jefferson. We head back down to the floor. Jefferson has it in the right corner. Jefferson moving back towards the top of the arc. Passes off to Barnes. Barnes to the right side wing. Marshall down to the right corner tonight. Passes up the 3. Ball going all over. Taken away by Emily Luce. In the right block. Blocked from behind. And that's Addison Barnes. The chase down block for the Lady Eagles to prevent Wapahani from taking a lead in the second quarter. 16-15 is the lead for Delta with 6:15 left in the second quarter.
Barnes realized she had a blocking opportunity. Once she got to half court, her eyes lit up and she made the most of that opportunity.
Great job to stay clean and not draw a foul as well. From the left side wing, it's Megan Luce. Tries the 3. No good. Loose ball finally picked up by Addison Barnes. She'll push it up the floor for Delta. To the left side wing, it's Knight. Back up top to Barnes. Left post now. Jefferson can't handle. Swinging the ball all over the place. Great ball movement from the Lady Eagles. Jefferson, right corner, blocked on the shot by Kimber Abshir, but Abshir is called for the foul. Her second in the first against the Raiders in this quarter. Headed to the line to shoot 2 is Amani Jefferson, looking to extend the 16-15 lead for Delta. Headed back to the scorer's table is Elizabeth Bomadele. She will come in and send Olivia Marshall to the bench. Substitution being made for Wapahani as well. Bailey Carpenter will sit down. In for her is Haley Bivens. Jefferson, second shot. It's a 2-for-2 trip to make it an 18-15 lead. And we've got a 30-second timeout called by the Lady Eagles. We'll keep it here. Small Town Charm meets exceptional service at Johnson County Golf Carts. Whether you're a seasoned golfer, weekend adventurer, or simply looking for a convenient way to navigate town, they have street legal golf carts that are just right for you. It's a locally owned family business providing top-notch customer service to everyone who walks through their door. Experience the difference with Johnson County Golf Carts in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com. Joey, we got a tight one here as we near the middle of the second quarter. Still an 18-15 lead for Delta. A little bit of a slump there at the end of the first quarter, kind of beginning of the second, where no team really put any points on the board. Wapahani with the biggest, and that splash three from the far side from Emily Luce. But now Delta still kind of in an interesting situation, appearing to try and wear down the Lady Raiders with that backcourt press.
Colin, I have to say I do love the early press, especially tiring out your opponent.
And that press pays off. Another steal for Jillian Barr. Barr finds Bomadele. Left block, can't score. Knight with the offensive board. She'll take it back beyond the arc to reset. Bowls a three from the right corner and knocks it down. 21-15. Delta leads with 5:25 left in the first half. More backcourt pressure. Abshir fouled on the floor. And that's going to go against Jillian Barr. Her second against Delta in the quarter. 5:17 remains on the game clock.
This Delta press really looking to get to this Wapahani team. Just coming out of the second quarter, or just coming out of the first quarter, but they look awfully tired, Colin.
And Jefferson even playing the press in the backcourt off the inbound play. Barnes playing defense at the top against Megan Luce, keeping her at bay. Luce over to the left side wing, finds Abshir top of the key. Abshir driving to the right post, steps through traffic and lays it off the window for two. 21-17, 4-point lead for the Lady Eagles with 4:48 before halftime.
This offense certainly running straight through Abshir, whether in the post or around the arc.
Knight on the left side wing for the Eagles, goes all the way across court to Barnes. Back to the left side wing. Knight up top to Barnes, the two playing catch. Barnes down to the right baseline, and it's skipped around to the top of the key to Bomadele. Left elbow, skip pass. Knight, left corner, three, no good. Just a little bit wide to the right, it would appear. Score stays at 21-17 with 4:15 remaining before the half.
The only negative I see from the Eagles so far, I would like to see a little bit crisper passes.
Good defense again by Addison Barnes. Pokes the ball away. Unfortunately, falls out of bounds. And the ball will stay in favor of Wapahani. Inbounding right in front of the Delta student section. Emily Luce has it right side wing. She'll move back to the top for the Lady Raiders. Over the left side now to Dargo. And back up top to Megan Luce. Megan Luce gets the screen, fires, touches all of the rim, but won't fall through. Ball goes out of play. Last touch by Dargo. It'll be Delta possession, 21-17 with 3:52 remaining in the second quarter. Bringing the ball up the floor is Addison Barnes. She'll go over to the right side wing to Barr. Barnes back up top in control. Finds Jefferson right side wing. Up top again to Barnes. The Lady Raider defense looking for a mistake. Stop and pop from the charity stripe. No good for Barnes. Offensive board for Bomadele. And it's back to the right side wing. Barr, three ball, rattles home. 24-17. 7-point lead for the Lady Eagles with 3:20 left in the opening half. Abshir gets it across half court to Emily Luce. Luce finds Megan Luce, right side block. Loose ball, and they have to take it behind the arc. Emily Luce, top of the key, finds Abshir, right post against Jefferson, goes over the top, no foul, but it's a 2-point score, 24-19.
That's a
Delta
great
leads.
recognition by Luce to realize that Abshir had a mismatch in the paint.
Knight with a three, no good, too strong from that left corner, and Knight will pick up an unnecessary foul. in the backcourt pressure. Her first, third on the team in the quarter.
Certainly falls in the category of dumb fouls. Like I said earlier, that one just unnecessary.
Ava Cook subs in for Haley Bivens on the side of Wapahani. 2:50 remaining in the second quarter. 24-19 is the score. Lady Eagles hold the lead. Emily Luce on the left side wing. Throws the ball out of play. Last touched by Megan Luce. And that defense again for Madison Barnes paying off in dividends. It'll be Delta possession down to the 2.5-minute mark before the end of the second quarter. Jefferson has it right side wing, back up top to Barnes. Barnes surveys her options, makes a move, finds Jefferson right corner, down to Bomadele on the right block. Skip pass, Knight passes up the 3 left wing, drives baseline, back up top to Barnes. Barnes on the drive, puts up a floater high off the glass, and scores 2. 26-19, lead is out to 7 for Delta. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Megan Luce, left side wing, goes left corner now to Dargo. Dargo up top, driving, Emily Luce, called for the travel. Great defense by Delta in the early goings of this game. Less than 2 minutes ago in the first half. 26-19 is the lead for the Lady Eagles.
The Lady Raiders certainly starting to pick apart this press, but that Eagle defense picking it right back up.
Right side wing, Barr finds Bomadele, left baseline, and it's out to the left corner tonight. Back inside the paint, Barr, turnaround jumper, no good, can't get the favorable roll, and it's 1:35 remaining before the half. 26-19, still the lead for Delta. Stop and pop, just inside that right side wing is no good from Megan Luce. Ball out of play, officials say last touched by Delta. Student section thinks otherwise, and it's overruled. Delta with an offensive possession, and a sub will be made for the Lady Eagles. Olivia Marshall comes in and will give Griffin Knight a break. Griffin Knight having played all minutes of the opening half so far.
Griffin Knight, 10 points so far, only has 1 foul. Certainly the star of the show so far for this Eagle team.
Barnes driving in from the left side, puts up a runner, no good, too strong off that backboard. 1:10 left in the second quarter, 26-19. Double dribble called against Kimber Abshir as she looked to bring it up the floor. Wapahani kind of just shooting themselves in the foot at this point. They've got a little over a minute before the half, but Delta is really being able to maintain a close lead like they have been because the Lady Raiders haven't been able to come down and convert on their offensive end of the floor. And likewise, Delta kind of struggling and not really having consistent production on the offensive.
Certainly, and if you're the Raiders, that's the last thing you want, is unnecessary things to happen.
Free throw line shot is no good for Barr. Bomadele flew in trying to get the offensive board, but it's controlled by Wapahani. Megan Luce takes it across half court, will hand it off to Emily Luce. 45 seconds left in the second quarter. Emily Luce drives to the paint. Kicks out left side wing to Cook. Cook picks up a floater, 2 flat. Ball rebounded by the Lady Eagles. 35 seconds left in the first half. Addison Barnes slows it down for a 1-shot offensive play. Bomadele, left side elbow, goes now to the left corner to Jefferson. Moving back up top, it's Barr, and now Barnes in control. 18 seconds on the game clock. Barnes to the left side wing, throws it away. A miscue between Barnes and Bomadele will turn it over to Wapahani, and now the Lady Raiders with an opportunity to close this gap just a little bit with 14.4 seconds left on the second quarter game clock. And Coach Benning frustrated with that mistake because that could have really blown this thing open headed into halftime. Right side corner, Dargo, 3 on the way, just short. Loose ball, corralled by Abshir. No second chance opportunity for Wapahani, and we'll head to halftime with a 26-19 score. We'll wait on Lily Herrera. She'll have Coach Tyronda Benning. We'll see if we can send it down to her. And Lily will follow Coach Benning over to the side. Lily's ready for us on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Coach, with such a back-and-forth game, what is the key to stay on top in this second half?
Discipline. We're just doing a lot of things that aren't disciplined.
You've had 5 games under your belt already coming into this one, Wapahani with only 1. Has that lent itself as an advantage so far?
I mean, it could go both ways. They've gotten a lot more rest than we have, and we're at a point in our season right now where we're starting to get a little tired. So that plays a factor, and we got a couple of girls that are out, and they have been sick. So, I mean, it's just one of those things we just got to push through it both ways. We just got to play through it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you.
26-19 is the score as we head to halftime. Delta with a lead over Wapahani. We'll take a quick 2-minute break, gather our thoughts, look at some of these numbers with some halftime analysis, and then get you to that third quarter. That is what's coming up next. This is Delta versus Wapahani IHSAA girls basketball on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
It's been a close race for your comfort, your choice this year, but the results are finally in. And Free Furnace is your winner.
This is a great day for all our customers. The furnace is free.
It may not have gone my way this year, but I vow to you, free AC will return.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule your free furnace installation.
Now it's important to remember, everyone, this deal is only good through November. When you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with Peterman, you get the furnace free.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too. And we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
At the half, it is a 26-19 lead for the Delta Lady Eagles over the Wapahani Lady Raiders on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Eccles and Joey Paternostro bringing you the call from the media nest inside of Delta High School. Joey, so far a halfway decent game for both sides, but the biggest thing that Coach Benning was very adamant on during that interview with Lily as they went into the locker room was the discipline for the Lady Eagles hasn't quite been to where she wants it to be, especially for a team that's 4-1 coming in on the year. You've got some good wins under your belt. You got a tough loss to Alexandria, barring the fact that Alexandria is a top 10 team for their class. But really, I think, in her opinion, this lead should be a little bit wider just based on how much experience this team has already.
Yeah, Colin, I have to say I agree with Coach. I mean, if they make crisper passes, smarter passes, and if they're boxing out better, they get more rebounds, allowing themselves more offensive opportunities, then this certainly could have been a bigger deficit headed into halftime. I completely agree with Coach.
The other interesting thing is, too, especially when it comes to Griffin Knight, the Eagles seem to really love shooting the deep ball. It's worked a few times for him tonight. Griffin Knight's got a couple under her belt as she leads the team in scoring. She's got 2. But kind of settling down, when you looked at when they were the most productive on the floor consistently, it was with that great ball movement around the arc and working inside-outside to collapse the defense of Wapahani. They find a lane, they drive in, and they put up a really confident shot down low. That is when, in my opinion, Delta has been the most productive so far tonight.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, they look tough and they look challenging when the ball is moving, and they're forcing this Wapahani defense to make plays and get stops, not just standing around. That's the only thing that I see negatively with this Raiders team, other than being tired. They're not moving off the ball as much as they should be.
And Wapahani, not a bad team by any means. They're only 1-0 on the year, and as you know, being a college athlete, as I know from once being an athlete, when you get into game time situations, those first few games, especially when you're up against a team that has a few extra under their belt, they're tough in terms of keeping up with the opponent. You can condition all you want, run suicides, run sprints during practice, but in game and actually competing in like a game situation, it's a lot tougher than just running those sprints in practice.
It certainly is, because you can run scrimmages, but again, playing yourself is different than playing a different team. But I like what you said. Playing a team that has more experience on the year is certainly a little daunting headed into it. I mean, Delta's played 5 games headed into this one, and they're 4-1. I feel like a 4-1 team is a completely different mindset than 1-4, especially from Wapahani's side. They're only 1-0. So if you're going in against a team playing 5 games and they're 1-4, that's a very different mentality, at least for me, than a team that's 4-1.
And it'll be an interesting second half to see how Wapahani decides to adjust. We'll hear from our sideline reporter, Lily Herrera, in just a minute. She'll try to catch up with Coach Scott Hudson and see kind of what halftime adjustments Wapahani is making. We'll take a minute break, finish out this halftime analysis with just over 3 minutes to go before we get the second half underway. And, should be a pretty interesting one. Wapahani down 26-19 to the Delta Lady Eagles. 1 minute and we're back to finish out halftime, and then on to the third quarter. That's up next on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
It's been a close race for your comfort, your choice this year, but the results are finally in. And Free Furnace is your winner.
This is a great day for all our customers. The furnace is free.
It may not have gone my way this year, but I vow to you, free AC will return.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule your free furnace installation.
Now it's important to remember, everyone, this deal is only good through November. When you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with Peterman, you get the furnace free.
Back live from Delta High School and IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. We're going to send it down to the sideline reporter with Lily Herrera. She's got head coach Scott Hudson.
Thanks, Colin. Coach, what was the focus going into halftime after seeing the gameplay in the first half?
Well, we've got to get in our offense better. Delta did a good job pressuring us, so the biggest thing is we got to handle pressure a lot better, and then not giving them second shots. They got some 50-50 balls, and the thing is, we just got to stick to our game plan. We got to stay in our lane. Everybody's got to do their job. We're in it, but we're 26-19, so it's a compressed margin for error, so we got to get back in it right now.
Absolutely. There was a couple of turnovers in the first half. How easily did small mistakes like those change the pace of the game?
Well, points, turnovers usually turn into points. So if you can take care of the ball, you have a great opportunity. So lots of times, Delta got some offensive rebounds, and then they got some points off turnovers. So if we can eliminate those, you're taking away some scoring opportunities.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you.
I think the biggest thing that he talked about there was the pressure differential. Like you saw in that first half, Delta coming out and putting on some pretty high-intensity pressure in the backcourt, whether it was just bringing the ball up the floor after a made basket for Wapahani or even off the inbound play, putting backcourt pressure on the Lady Raiders. Nonetheless, we have just over a minute to go before we get this second half underway. Joey, 26-19 is the lead for the Lady Eagles. We'll get ready to get this thing started. Don't forget that tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing. Call Universal 317-257-0779 or visit universalrfg.com. Tonight's game is also driven by Greg Hubler Ford and Hyundai. Experience the Greg Hubler promise at greghublerauto.com. The Mower Shop in Fishers, mowers, snow throwers, parts, and more. TheMowerShop.com. Peterman Heating and Cooling. Call Peterman for same-day plumbing services at 317-608-1883. Just 26 seconds away from getting this third quarter underway. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro on the play-by-play call for you all. Michael Blazek runs the camera. Lily Herrera is our sideline reporter. We just heard from her and head coach Scott Hudson of the Wapahani Lady Raiders. Joey, Wapahani with a little bit of catching up to do, only a 7-point differential, but just like Coach Hudson said, that margin of error can grow significantly, especially if they have some of those unforced and unwarranted turnovers that the Eagles have really been taking pretty good advantage of in terms of scoring on the opposite end.
Yeah, they have to limit the turnovers and they have to limit the self-inflicted wounds. I'm interested to see if the Raiders come out and apply a little bit of backcourt pressure to the Eagles.
The Raiders will have first possession as we start the third quarter. In control is Emily Luce. She'll go to the right side, elbow to Abshir. Abshir hands the ball off Megan Luce. Megan Luce down to the right post, and it is blocked and taken away by Addison Barnes. 3-on-3 against the Raiders. Barnes loses control. Foul called on the floor against Wapahani. And it goes against number 2, Emily Luce. Her first on the Lady Raiders in the quarter.
I don't hate that foul by Luce, kind of stopping the momentum, not allowing Delta to get the first points of the quarter just yet.
Inbounding for the Lady Eagles will be number 1, Addison Barnes. Barnes puts the inbound play in motion. We'll go to the top of the arc. It's batted away. Emily Luce, one-on-one against Knight. Can't score it from the right side. That's one of those opportunities that Coach Hudson said they can't afford to miss if they want to claw their way back in. Luckily for Wapahani, it goes out of play. Last touch by the Eagles with 7:37 in the third. Still a 26-19 lead for Delta. Left corner off the inbound. Megan Luce tries the three. No good. Bamadele pulls down the board for Delta, and it's going to be Knight starting out on the left side wing. Knight, step back 2. No good. Trying to use the window. Offensive board for Barr. Turnaround jumper also no good. Knight with another offensive board, and we've got a jump ball called. Great job by Kimber Abshir to tie that one up. Good job as well by Griffin Knight to get that second offensive board.
Griffin Knight with some tremendous hustle, missing the shot, then getting into the paint to get that board and allow her team this next opportunity.
Bamadele, right block, will kick it right back out to Addison Barnes off the inbound play. Quickly over to the left corner. 3 ball on the way for Olivia Marshall. No good. The board is pulled in by Bailey Carpenter, and it's an outlet pass instantly forward to Emily Luce. Luce to Abshir just behind that free throw line. Now down to the right block to Carpenter. Carpenter off the bottom of the backboard. Loose ball is pushed up quickly by Knight. Knight from the right side wing hesitates and is going to be called for a carry. That's a pretty good call. She got her hand under that basketball and turned it over, and officials are going to call that 9 times out of 10. Still no score, and we have 6 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the third. 26-19 remains the lead for Delta. Same score as we had going into the half. Left side wing, it's Megan Luce. Now down to the left post to Abshir. Abshir high off the glass, too strong. Second chance for Abshir will go. There's the first points of the second half. 26-21, 5-point deficit for Wapahani. 6.5 minutes remain in the third quarter.
That's Abshir's game. Get in the paint, get the rebound, put it back up, and get yourself back on the board.
That's why she had 19 points and 14 rebounds in the season opener. And a timeout is called by Coach Benning, a 30-second for the Lady Eagles. Take a quick 30-second break of our own, hear from one of our sponsors, and be back for more third quarter action as Delta leads 26-21 over Wapahani on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
It's been a close race for your comfort, your choice this year, but the results are finally in. And Free Furnace is your winner.
This is a great day for all our customers. The furnace is free.
It may not have gone my way this year, but I vow to you, free AC will return.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule your free furnace installation.
Now it's important to remember, everyone, this deal is only good through November. When you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with Peterman, you get the furnace free.
6:18 is all that's left on the third quarter clock between the Delta Lady Eagles and the Wapahani Lady Raiders on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro bringing you the call. Lily Herrera is our sideline reporter. Michael Blazik runs the cameras. Delta's in front 26-21 as we get back into the action. It's Lady Eagle possession. Addison Barnes will have it at the top of the key. Over the left side wing tonight. Ball is poked away. Last touch by Megan Luce for Wapahani. Stays with Delta, inbounding in front of their own bench will be Knight. Knight goes into the backcourt. Addison Barnes will run point. Barnes hands the ball off Bamadele. Right side wing. Good pressure from the Lady Raiders. Handed back off to Barnes. Barnes, right side wing. Bamadele. Ball swung around to that left corner. Knight pulls a three. It's good. 29-21. That's the first points of the third quarter for Delta. 5:48 remain on the third quarter clock, and a steal because of that backcourt pressure, and that was Jillian Barr that got a hand on it. Loose ball, and Barr will have possession. She tried to find Knight under the basket. Pass is too high off the backboard. And now Emily Luce will bring it up the floor. Luce shades to her right side. Looks for a lane, now hands the ball off to Megan Luce. Back to the top, straight ahead, three will fall. 29-24, the two teams still going punch for punch in the third quarter. 5:15 is all that remains on the third quarter clock. Right side wing, Bomadele. Bomadele down to the right post. Loose ball is taken away by Wapahani. It'll be Megan Luce bringing it up the floor. She finds Emily Luce. Nice pass and ball movement to Bailey Carpenter on the right side block to score two. 29-26, and all of a sudden, Wapahani is just a three away from tying this contest up with 4:48 before the fourth quarter. Loose ball, out of bounds. And it is a jump ball call. Possession goes to Wapahani. A couple of substitutions made for Delta. Taking a seat will be Olivia Marshall and Elizabeth Bomadele. In to take their places, number 21, Gracie Maurer, and number 11, Amani Jefferson. We've seen Jefferson tonight. First minutes for Gracie Maurer. Gracie Maurer seeing her first minutes. 29-26 is the lead for Delta. 4:43 remain in the third quarter.
I've still yet to see Delta clean up this passing attack. Need crisper passes, need more intense.
Loose blocked at the rim by Amani Jefferson, but Jefferson will pick up her first foul of the night. First foul against Delta in the third quarter, so they played a really clean second half thus far. Really the first mistake, and shooting two for Wapahani will be Emily Luce. First free throw up and away and is good. That makes it 29-27. Deficit is two for Wapahani.
Yeah, Colin, we talked about it a little bit off air. Really a clean game. Nobody in foul trouble quite yet.
2-for-2 trip for Emily Luce. And you're absolutely right. The foul trouble, no issue for either side so far. You may start to see that towards the end if the contest stays close with teams trying to foul and extend the game. Right now, no need. Knight is stop and pop from just outside the left lane. It is no good. Rebound for the Raiders. Bring it up the floor is Megan Luce.
The Eagles not stopping with this pressure.
Megan Luce, a nice crossover move. Finds Emily Luce, left corner. Jefferson, great defense. Out to Carpenter. Left elbow two will fall. And that is going to give Wapahani a 30-29 lead. And we've got a stoppage of play on the floor for an injured player. We'll take a quick time out of our own. This is IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com. Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
4:07 left on the third quarter. Game clock is now a 30-29 lead for Wapahani over Delta on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro, obviously wishing the best for that injured Lady Eagle as she makes her way to the locker room to seek treatment. It is Eagle basketball. Bomadele on the right side wing goes up top to Jefferson. Jefferson Back up top to Bombadele off the drive. Hands the ball off to Knight. Knight, nice crossover move. Shades to the left side. Hands the ball off to Jefferson. Jefferson moving back up top. Ball stolen by Emily Luce. Jefferson able to regain control in the backcourt. Jefferson looking over the options. Dumps the ball off to Barr. Barr up top. Knight shading the left side wing. Trying to find Bombadele far corner. Pass is knocked around. Loose ball after a missed shot. And Jefferson comes up with the offensive board once again. The Eagles trying to keep themselves in it and not give Wapahani a free opportunity. We've got a foul called on the floor, I believe, against the Lady Raiders. We'll see who it goes against. Goes against 33, Kimber Absher, her second foul. Second on the team. 3:21 left in the third, still a 30-29 lead for the Lady Raiders. Off the inbound, Knight, top of the key, fires, three, too strong, loose ball, picked up again by Barr. So Delta staying in possession now on the offensive side. Barr steps inside the left wing, shoots, and buries the long two. 31-30, the team's trading leads here late in the third quarter, and Wapahani's got possession. Across half court, good defense, but a foul called against Delta. That's going to be on number 31, Jillian Barr. That is her third. Second on Delta in the quarter. That's really the first player for either side that's gotten into any foul trouble.
I can't blame Barr, though. She saw the window of opportunity. Good looks.
2:58 left in the third, 31-30. Fast break. Barr stops, sinks it. 33-30, back to a three-point lead for the Lady Eagles. 2:48 left in the third quarter. We'll send it down to the sideline with Lily Herrera.
Thanks, Colin. After hearing from the Wapahani sideline, one main thing the coaches touched on was that they wanted the defense in teams of two. They wanted each player on Delta to have two people defending each player and to keep the pressure on, and so far it has been working out for them. Back to you.
33-30 as we head into a timeout taken by Coach Scott Hudson and the Lady Raiders. Delta still in front. Don't forget that tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing. Call Universal 317-257-0779 or visit universalrfg.com. Tonight's game is also driven by Greg Hubler Ford and Hyundai. Experience the Greg Hubler promise. GregHublerAuto.com. Peterman Heating and Cooling. Call Peterman for same-day plumbing service at 317-608-1883. And JC Golf Carts, of course. Johnson County Golf Carts is in downtown Franklin. We're at jcgolfcarts.com. Experience the difference where quality and service meet hometown hospitality. 2:37 left to go in the third quarter. We'll get you back down to the action. Wapahani trailing to Delta 33-30. We'll see if Wapahani can stay perfect on their very young season, or can Delta win 3 in a row after tonight. Back to the floor, it's Emily Luce with control of the rock, guarded by Jefferson. Luce, back to the left corner. Goes up top to Megan Luce. Luce on that left side wing. Tough pressure by the Delta defense. Gets a screen. Now a pass back to the left side wing to Emily Luce. Luce driving in on the left side. Turns around, goes back up top to Megan Luce. The Delta defense right now, Joey, putting on a heck of a performance. Good steal by Bombadele. 2-on-1. Over to Barr. Left block. Scores 2. 35-30. And that transition play from Delta proving to be a costly deficit for Wapahani tonight.
Barr with 15 points so far. Absolutely obliterating this Raider defense.
Dargo, top of the key for the Lady Raiders, hands the ball off to Megan Luce. Luce driving in right side, picks up the dribble, floater will fall. She's able to get the acrobatic shot off and make it 35-32 with 1:29 remaining in third quarter play. Jefferson on the right side wing, hands the ball off to Knight. Back up top, Jefferson. Down to the lane to Maurer, and a foul is called against the Lady Raiders. It goes against Megan Luce. That'll be her first. Third on the team. Wapahani in the quarter. Foul was on the floor, so Bombadele will inbound for the Lady Eagles. 1:17 remain on the third quarter. Jefferson has it left side wing off the inbound. Back down, left corner. Bombadele, deep two, no good. Loose ball picked up by Jefferson. She'll get it off to Maurer. And we've got a travel called against the Eagles. Ball turned back over to the Lady Raiders. A minute 8 remains before the fourth and final quarter. 35-32 your score. Lady Eagles in the lead, and they're going to continue to bring that full court pressure against Wapahani.
I'd like to see the Raiders really try to slow it down here, take as much time off this clock as they can.
Top of the key, Emily Luce, less than a minute to go, and a 5-second call. Emily Luce didn't make an attempt to pass as she was guarded closely. That 5 seconds turns the ball back over to Delta. 53 seconds remain before the final quarter. Still a 35-32 lead for the Lady Eagles. Bombadelle, right side wing, will go up top to Knight. Knight, stop and pop. Left elbow, laces it. 37-32, and Delta's on a big-time run at the end of this third quarter, down to 30 seconds remaining. Emily Luce at the logo, hands the ball off to Megan Luce. 25 seconds. Left side wing again, it's Emily Luce. Luce, guarded by Jefferson. Little three-man weave between her and Megan Luce, and Abshir at the top. 15 seconds on the game clock. Megan Luce drives, draws the foul, and will head to the stripe to shoot two. The foul goes against Delta. It's number 14, Elizabeth Bombadelle, her second. Third on Delta with just 10.8 seconds remaining before the final quarter. First shot on the way is good at the line for Megan Luce to make it 37-33. The lead is cut to 4 for Delta. Second shot on the way, Luce. 2 for 2 trip, and that's a big-time perfect trip at the line. 37-34, less than 10 to go. Jefferson across half court. Takes it down to the right post. Double dribble call. Jefferson had 2 hands on it, and that's going back to that discipline that Coach Benning was talking about right before the half. Delta has really allowed Wapahani to stay in it by kind of forcing some self-inflicted wounds. 5 seconds. Megan Luce turns the ball over. Barr at the buzzer. Heaves it from half court, and we head into the fourth quarter. 37-34 the lead for the Delta Lady Eagles over the Wapahani Lady Raiders. We'll take a minute break and come back for the fourth quarter. This is Indiana High School Sports.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
The start of the fourth quarter, it's 37-34. Delta with a lead over Wapahani on Indiana High School Sports.com. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro in the booth. We'll send it down to the sideline with Lily Herrera. She's got some action from behind the benches.
Thanks, Colin. Coach Hudson brought up in the interview, unfortunately continues to ring true for Wapahani. The turnovers from Wapahani have definitely been hurting them, and like he said before, turnovers lead to points, and Delta is definitely capitalizing on that. Back to you.
Wapahani with an opportunity to capitalize after those 2 missed shots from the Lady Eagles. Luce has the ball at the logo, guarded by Jefferson. Back over to the left side wing. Gets it to Megan Luce. Megan Luce gets a screen from Abshir. Can't get past the defensive Knight. Luce creating space. Picks up the dribble. Nowhere to go. Still being guarded closely by Knight. Gets it up top to Emily Luce. Emily Luce loses possession. Barr will bring it up the other way. 2-on-1 with Knight. Knight to Barr. And that transition offense can't put up any points for Delta. Barr and Knight just a little too close. You see that a lot when players on a fast break get really close to each other down under the bucket. Those passes I feel like a lot of times result in something sloppy happening underneath the rim.
It might, but Colin, but this Delta defense just looks stellar. They look well rested and they look elite.
3 ball on the way. Right side wing. Knocking it down is Megan Luce. We are tied up at 37-37 with less than 7 minutes to go in regulation. Jefferson drives right side. Stop and pop is no good. Offensive board for Maurer. And a skip pass trying to find a cutting Knight from Barr, taken away by the Lady Raiders. Another 3 on the way. Megan Luce, no good. Back iron. Loose ball picked up by Maurer. And now Barr will bring it up the floor for Delta. 6.5 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. We're tied at 37. 3 for Barr, no good. Knight fighting for the offensive board, but Megan Luce reels it in. She'll start out top of the key for the Lady Raiders. Finds Emily Luce, right wing 3, too strong. Offensive board for Abshire. Working the right post, called. That's a foul on the floor against Delta's number 21, Gracie Maurer. That's her first on the team. And a sub. Addison Barnes will come into the contest to take Knight out in a full 1 minute timeout taken by Coach Benning and Delta. We'll take a 30-second break of our own. More coming up after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
37-37 is our score in the fourth and final quarter of action between the Delta Lady Eagles and the Wapahani Lady Raiders on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro bringing you the call from the booth. Lily Herrera is our sideline reporter. Michael Blizik runs the cameras for us this evening. As we get ready to come out of the timeout last taken by Delta. Don't forget that small town charm means exceptional service at Johnson County Golf Carts. Whether you're a seasoned golfer, weekend adventurer, or simply looking for a convenient way to navigate town, they have street legal golf carts that are just right for you. Experience the difference with Johnson County Golf Carts, where quality and service meet hometown hospitality. Find them in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com. Wapahani possession as we get back into the game. 6:10 left in the fourth quarter. Megan Luce driving on the left side, passes back out to the left side wing to Emily Luce. Luce trying to find space. Finds Dargo. Right side wing. Picks up the dribble. Back out to the right side wing again to Emily Luce. Back up top. Has the lane left side. Blocked on the shot by Knight. Knight called for the foul. Her second of the night. Second against the Lady Eagles in the quarter. And now shooting 2 is Emily Luce at the free throw line, who hasn't shot all that bad thus far. She's 3 for 4. And make that 3 for 5. 5:53 left in the fourth quarter. We're all tied up at 37 apiece between the Lady Raiders of Wapahani and the Lady Eagles of Delta. Second shot on the way is good. It'll be a 1 for 2 trip for Emily Luce to put Wapahani ahead 38-37. Barnes on the left side wing. Goes down to the left corner to a freshly checked in Olivia Marshall. 3-point ball is no good. Offensive board for Barr. Marshall controls the rock top of the key. She'll hand the ball off to Barnes. Barnes driving right side. Puts up a layup through traffic. Draws the foul and will go to the line to shoot 2 of her own. Foul goes against number 10, Judy Dargo for Wapahani. Her first and the first against the team in the fourth quarter.
That's a great drive by Barnes, realizing she had a gap in the paint, capitalizing and drawing the foul.
First shot good for Barnes. Way to take advantage of those free ones. One more shot on the way for Addison Barnes. And it is a 1 for 2 trip, so we'll stay tied at 38. Ball out of play. Last touch by Wapahani. It'll be Delta basketball. 5:28 remaining in the fourth. We're still tied at 38 apiece. Barnes will inbound. Over to the left side wing. Barr pump fakes the 3. Now drives. Ball poked away. Loose ball is going to be picked up by Megan Luce. Left side wing hands it off to Emily Luce. And it'll be Abshir working in the paint, creates space, scoops it in off the right side glass. Wapahani in front 40-38, their largest of the evening, if I do remember correctly. 5 minutes remaining in the fourth. Over to the right side wing to Maurer. Back up top to Barnes. Barnes. Pump fakes the three. Over to Barr on the right side wing. Barr clear across court to Marshall. Drives, left baseline, floater. Will get the friendly roll. Tied again at 40. The two teams trading blows late in the fourth. 4:35 remains on the regulation game clock, and it is Wapahani possession. Emily Luce across half court, pass taken away by Knight. What a job to get in the passing lane.
It certainly is. See if they can capitalize.
And on the other end, good comeback defense by Bailey Carpenter. We'll have a sub on the floor for Delta. That'll be Elizabeth Bomadele coming in to take Gracie Maurer out of the contest. Gracie Maurer saw some good significant minutes there in the third and fourth quarter. Knight off the inbound on the right side elbow, finds Barr, backdoor cut, can't score. Ball taken away by Abshir on the rebound. 4 minutes remain in the fourth. We're tied, 40-40.
Barr unable to capitalize, but Knight a fantastic pass.
Dargo three from the far side corner, no good. Gets her own board. Back to the logo with Emily Luce in control. Luce getting the defense chance from the Delta cheerleaders. Drive, nice one for Emily Luce. Gives Wapahani the lead back 42-40. 3:40 remains in the fourth quarter. Three ball under in. Marshall, short, offensive board, Bomadele. Bomadele out, Barr, left corner three again, no good. And Bomadele comes up with another offensive board. Jump ball called. It'll be Wapahani basketball, 3:27 left in the fourth. The lead is 42-40 for Wapahani. They've tied their largest lead of the game at 2, and they're looking to make this an even larger lead as Megan Luce and Emily Luce get it across half court. Down to the left corner, Dargo, deep two, no good, rebounded by Barr. And now Barnes will bring it up the floor. Barnes finds Bomadele, left post, and Bomadele, that was about as easy of a call as I think you're going to get all night. She's called for the travel. 3:08 left in this fourth quarter. Still a 2-point lead for Wapahani. And a full 1 minute timeout taken by Coach Tyronda Benning and the Delta Lady Eagles as they trail 42-40 with 3:08 left in the fourth quarter. We'll take a 30-second break of our own to list off some of our sponsors for the night. Built by Universal Roofing. Call Universal at 317-257-0779. Visit universalrfg.com. Tonight's game is also driven by Greg Hubler Ford and Hyundai. Experience the Greg Hubler promise at greghublerauto.com. The Mower Shop in Fishers, mowers, snow throwers, parts, and more at themowershop.com. I believe those snow throwers might be coming in handy if the weather trend continues. Peterman Heating and Cooling. Call Peterman for same-day plumbing service, 317-608-1883. And JC Golf Carts in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com. Crazy to think that girls basketball is underway already, and with more information from the hardwood is our sideline reporter, Lily Herrera.
Thanks, Colin. With less than 6 minutes left in the game, Coach Benning emphasized that there needs to be a will to win this game and push through to come away on top. Back to you.
The emphasis on will to win from Coach Benning if they want to come back, and they being the Delta Lady Eagles. 42-40 is what they trail with 3:08 remaining in the fourth. Wapahani with a lead. Barnes, Barr, Marshall, Bomadele, and Knight are the five on the floor for Delta, as has been the case for the majority of the night. It's Megan Luce, Emily Luce, Abshir, Bargo, and Cook on the floor for Wapahani, and a turnover for the Lady Raiders as a travel is called on that far side of the floor. Less than 3 minutes to go in this final quarter of regulation. 42-40 remains the score.
Colin, I'd like to see the Lady Eagles slow things down here and get a bucket from the paint. We don't need a 3 to take the lead. Give me a 2 to tie this one up.
Knight, left side wing, hop steps through the paint. You almost got your wish there, Joey, but great defense by Wapahani. Megan Luce and Kimber Abshir getting fingertips on the basketball to knock it out of play, but the ball stays with Delta underneath their own hoop. On the inbound play, it'll be Barr on the left side wing. She finds Knight in the lane. Back up top, Barr, and it's handed off to Barnes to run point. Barnes puts up a floater off the window. It's too strong, and Emily Luce comes down with the rebound. We're going to have a stoppage of play for another injury on the floor. The teams will head to their respective sidelines. We'll take a 30-second break and come back as trainers attend to the injured Lady Raider. More up next on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
With 2.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, 42-40 is the lead for the Wapahani Lady Raiders over the Delta Lady Eagles on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro up in the booth. Lily Herrera is our sideline reporter. Michael Blezick runs the camera. A sub for Wapahani after the injury timeout. Bailey Carpenter will check in. Obviously wishing the best for both of those players who took tough falls to the hardwood tonight. Didn't look to be anything too serious. Both of them limped off under their own power, but obviously we won't speculate too much. Wapahani in the lead, 42-40, and they do have possession. Emily Luce will run point. Bomadelli and Knight will meet her at half court in the backcourt press. Nice ball movement to get it across the timeline. Emily Luce has it top of the key. Driving right side, kicks out to Megan Luce. Luce backed out to the left side wing. Loose ball is picked up by Emily Luce in the backcourt, but great defense by Bomadelli. Timeout called by Wapahani. Full 1 minute timeout again with 2:05 left in the fourth quarter. We'll go ahead and keep it here. 42-40 is the lead for the Lady Raiders. Searching for their second win of the year. That first win came in their season opener against Union Modoc, a conference matchup from the Mid-Eastern. That final score, 53-28, Union Modoc sitting at the bottom of the Mid-Eastern Conference at 0-2, 1-4 overall. Right now, Wapahani tied in a four-way split for first with Eastern, Hancock, Randolph, and Monroe Central. 1-0 in the conference, 1-0 overall on the young season. Delta, on the other hand, looking to go 3 in a row after a 4-1 start to their year. That one loss, as we've said, coming to Alexandria, the number 7 team in 2A. Final score 64-45. On the road at Alexandria. And if you've never played in the jungle at Alexandria Monroe High School, the home of the Tigers, that is a tough place to play. Very close to the floor are the bleachers on both sides. The view that we have when we broadcast from there is exceptional. It comes from the lower bleachers. And it's always a packed house, especially for girls basketball. A top 10 team in the state for the class of 2A in the state of Indiana. Joey, I'm excited for you to get to experience a game from inside there. I tell you what, they are a fun team to watch. We'll be there in just a couple of weeks, I believe.
Colin, I'm excited to be there, but we got a 2-point game with 2 minutes to go. There's not many better places than right here, right now.
This is what's exciting about the early season. And great defense in the backcourt by the Lady Eagles. Wapahani able to regain possession. And a 10-second call. Backcourt pressure by Delta has paid off all night long and might pay off in the most crucial momentum turning point in the game. Less than 2 minutes ago in regulation, down 42-40. Knight, 3-ball, right corner. Can't cash it in. Ball pulled down off the glass by Megan Luce. Emily Luce will bring it across half court, more backcourt pressure. Emily Luce will find Dargo. Excuse me, that is Ava Cook on the right side of half court. Dargo under the basket, right side. Kicks out right side wing Cook, now back up top to Emily Luce. To the left side wing, Megan Luce. A minute 20. All that remains in the fourth. Megan Luce drives, left side, fouled on the shot. She's going to the line to shoot 2.
That one looked like all ball, Colin.
The foul goes against Olivia Marshall, her third. Third against Delta in the quarter. Wapahani looking to extend to their largest lead of the night. Luce can't knock down the first.
That foul not coming back to haunt them, not the end of the world, especially because Luce missed the first one.
Luce, second on the way. 1 for 2 to make it 43-40. With a minute 15 left, it's a tall order for Delta, who hasn't scored in quite a while. Knight in the right corner. Passes up the three, now dumps it down to Barr. Out to Marshall, left corner, lines up for the three. No good. Loose ball picked up by Dargo. And quick transition into the full court press, but it's easily broken by Wapahani. Poked away. Top of the key, it's Megan Luce. She'll send it over the left side to Emily Luce, and a miscue. We'll give the ball back to Delta. 51.2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 43-40 is the lead for Wapahani. Barnes takes it across half court. Bomadele on the right side wing. Goes down to the right corner tonight. Right block. Working his Barr. Can't score. Foul on the shot. She'll go to the line to shoot two. Foul on Bailey Carpenter. Her second. Second against Wapahani in the quarter. Keep in mind the two free throws can only bring Delta within 1 point of Wapahani. First shot good at the line. 43-41 on the first made free throw from Jillian Barr. One more on the way. Barr to bring the Eagles within one. It's 2 for 2. 43-42. Timeout called by Coach Benning in Delta. And it's a full 1 minute timeout. Joey, it's down to crunch time. 41.8 left on the game clock. 43 seconds, all that remains in, 41.3 all left on the game clock. 43-42 is now the score after those two made free throws. The Lady Eagles trailing. And if you are Coach Benning, you're drawing up the game plan using that backcourt pressure more than likely, as they have been all night, to create that havoc, hopefully turn the ball over. But the biggest struggle that Delta's had so far is cashing in when they've been able to create those turnovers.
Colin, I have to expect, like you said, that backcourt pressure to continue. I would say a little bend, don't break action. Maybe allow the basket. Obviously doing your best not to allow it, but you allow a two-pointer, not the end of the world. Give yourself 20 seconds, 30 seconds to work. Get something building. Get the ball into the paint to Julian Barr. Let her work. Maybe a little and one action. Give you the two and the opportunity for the third point. Griffin Knight looks tired. I know you've been looking to her all night long for that three ball, but she looks exhausted.
Griffin Knight, a big scorer so far on the evening for Delta. She's got 15 points on the evening to lead. 41.8 seconds left in the fourth. Down by one is Delta, and they will come out in that full court press. Megan Luce will inbound. She finds Emily Luce, the two working in the back court. Emily Luce across half court finds Dargo. Full court press is broken. Megan Luce has it at half court. Over to Emily Luce on the near side of the volleyball line. Down to the right wing, across court to Megan Luce. The Lady Raiders playing a dangerous game of going back and forth across the entire floor. Megan Luce with space, just trying to play keep away from Delta. 17 seconds and a foul finally called on the floor against Griffin Knight, her third on the team in the quarter.
I have to say I would have liked to see an earlier foul from the Knights there, or from the Eagles there. Nonetheless, 17 and a half seconds left. Still enough time for something to form.
And another timeout taken by Coach Benning in Delta, trying to draw up a new game plan. And a full timeout was signaled on the floor, but the team remains standing. And I believe they will make it a full 1 minute timeout. We'll take a timeout of our own, hear from some of our sponsors, and come back after this. 43-42 the score. Delta trailing to Wapahani on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash at Quick Wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on in
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Less than 15 seconds remain on the fourth quarter game clock as Delta trails to Wapahani 43 to 42 on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro on the mic, bringing you the call. Correction, it's 17.5 seconds left on the fourth quarter clock. Wapahani in possession. Both Luce sisters on the floor, joined by Dargo, Cook, and Carpenter. On the floor for Delta is Bamadele, Knight, Barnes, Jefferson, and Barr. Megan Luce will inbound. Finds Dargo, top of the key. She gives it right back to Megan Luce. Bamadele still hasn't fouled. Emily Luce in possession, and a foul is finally called. Griffin Knight had to fly in out of nowhere to pick up the foul. That's her fourth. And that leaves just 9 seconds left on the clock. That is the fifth foul, and it puts the bonus in order for Wapahani for the last 9 seconds of regulation. First shot on the way. No good for Emily Luce. And that's a big missed free throw, because then you had to force the three-pointer to win it.
The question is, do you miss on purpose and allow your teammates a chance for a rebound, or do you go for the make?
Emily Luce will knock down the second. 44-42. And a full 1 minute timeout is called by the Lady Raiders. We'll keep this one here. The Raiders up by 2, 44-42 over Delta with 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. You're drawing up a new game plan again if you are Coach Benning. How do you work this ball up the floor? Who are you looking to? Obviously, Griffin Knight is always an option from deep. She's got 15 so far on the night. But you also got Jillian Barr, who's been relatively successful and a big key to the scoring motion for Delta in tonight's game as well. So either one of those two, I think, would be the two favorites to go for the bucket if you are the Lady Eagles.
Absolutely, but you can't rule out Addison Barnes, who's been very good. She's been effective this game. Certainly looking for the assist rate more than the points. The Eagles do have a couple of weapons, but I agree, definitely looking to Barr or Knight in this case. Going for a 2 or going for a 3 to win it at this point. So I would expect to look for Knight to get the ball here.
44 All that remains is 9 seconds on the game clock. It is Delta basketball, full court pressure from Wapahani. Barnes gets it across half court. She's got a lane, puts up the floater, misses it just off to the left, and the foul is called on the floor. I thought she might have been in the shooting motion, and as does Delta. Delta thought they were in the shooting motion as well. The student section not happy with the call as the boos start to rain in. The coaching staff confused as well. Knight will inbound. 3.9 seconds left. Barr, left corner, gets the shot off at the buzzer and can't finish from the left side post. And that is going to leave it at a final score of 44-42 in favor of the Wapahani Lady Raiders. The Raiders off to a 2-0 start to the season. Delta will drop to 4-2 and have a 2-game win streak broken after that. We'll take a 2-minute break, come back, get you into some post-game analysis, and then send it off for the night. Once again, final score, Wapahani 44, Delta 42. That's what's coming up on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
It's been a close race for your comfort, your choice this year. but the results are finally in. And Free Furnace is your winner.
This is a great day for all our customers. The furnace is free.
It may not have gone my way this year, but I vow to you, free AC will return.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule your free furnace installation.
Now it's important to remember, everyone, this deal is only good through November. When you install a qualifying heating and cooling system with Peterman, you get the furnace free.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price, they care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Final score from Delta High School. The Wapahani Lady Raiders take this game 44-42 from the Delta Lady Eagles on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Eccles, Joey Paternostro on the mics tonight. Lily Herrera was our sideline reporter. Michael Blizik runs the cameras. Delta has a modest 2-game win streak, faltered by this loss to Wapahani tonight. Wapahani in their second game of the year. They're perfect at 2-0. Obviously a very young season for them. Joey, kind of looking at some of the breakdown in points, go through some of the leaders starting with Wapahani.
Kimber Ashier leading their team in scoring. Emily Luce leading their team in scoring. 14 points. She had 1 3-ball, a couple of 2s, and a couple of made free throw attempts. Kimber Ashier coming in with 12 points. A lot of points in the paint, going 2 for 2 from the line. Megan Luce also 2 3-balls. And 3 for 4 from the line with 9 points in total. And Bailey Carpenter with 6 points. Yeah,
it's a really solid start to the year for Wapahani. 2-0, you get a big win in the season opener, 53-28, and then you get a nail-biter tonight. So you've seen both ends of the spectrum, and at one point, it really looked like Wapahani might fall behind pretty well to Delta, but overall, I mean, this is a very resilient team. They don't give up, and that shows with their kind of comeback effort win at the end of this. On the side of Delta, though, Jillian Barr leads the way with 17 points. Impressive night for her. 4 points over that 13.4 average she had coming in tonight. Griffin Knight fell just a little bit shy of her 17.6-point average with 15, but she had 3 big threes in the first half. Just really couldn't find like a true connection to the 3-ball tonight.
Yeah, that was true. I think that full court pressure really got to her in the end. She looked exhausted headed into the fourth quarter, so that's kind of what I saw. I mean, certainly the defensive side affects the offensive side when you're a little bit tired. So no shock there. But good night for her, good night for the Eagles all around, just unable to capitalize in the final seconds and come away with the win.
You heard it at halftime, too. Coach Benning said that a few players had been down a little bit with some sickness. It is that time of the year where you're going to see some people falling ill, cold, flu-like symptoms, whatever, and maybe that had some effect tonight, but nonetheless, Delta falls short to Wapahani, 44-42. The Lady Eagles are back in action on the 26th. They will head over to Yorktown to face the Tigers. That's a Hoosier Heritage Conference matchup. It'll be Yorktown's first conference matchup of the year. Delta finishing tonight 4-2 on the year. Wapahani in their young season 2-0. Their next matchup will be on the road as well, and that is tomorrow night. So they've got a quick turnaround. They'll head to Daleville to play 1A Daleville. It's a conference matchup as well in the Mid-Eastern, so they'll see if they can start off the year a perfect 2-0 in the Mid-Eastern Conference. Once again, tonight's game was built by Universal Roofing. Call Universal 317-257-0779 or visit universalrfg.com. Tonight's game is also driven by Greg Hubler Ford and Hyundai. Experience the Greg Hubler promise at greghublerauto.com. The Mower Shop in Fishers, Mower Snow Throwers Parts, and more. TheMowerShop.com. Peterman Heating and Cooling. Call Peterman for same-day plumbing service, 317-608 1883. And, of course, JC Golf Carts. Find Johnson County Golf Carts in downtown Franklin or at jcgolfcarts.com. We'll be back in action after a week hiatus for Thanksgiving next week on December 6th. That is Alexandria at Frankton. We'll get to head to the Eagles Nest to see the number 7 team in 2A, Alexandria, take on the Frankton Lady Eagles. Good matchup coming there. That is on December 6th, 7:30 tip-off time right here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Final score 44-42. The Wapahani Lady Raiders steal one from the Delta Lady Eagles. Our sideline reporter tonight, Lily Herrera. Our cameraman, Michael Blizik. For my color commentator, Joey Paternostro, I'm Colin Eccles signing off. See you in a couple weeks for more IHSAA girls basketball on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
It's exciting Indiana High School basketball on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Tonight's ball game is driven by Greg Hubler Ford and built by Universal Roofing and brought to you by Peterman Brothers Heating and Air Conditioning, by Werner Financial, Genesis Sports Performance, and by the Mower Shop. Indiana High School basketball on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.